Hello and welcome to our coverage of the Gravel and Tar Classic, situated in the Manawatu region, considered the food bowl of New Zealand. Manawatu's Massey University attracts people from across the globe and is a centre of excellence for both food, science and agricultural research. Sport and outdoor pursuits are an important part of our region's identity. Situated between the coast and the rugged Ruahine Ranges, it is known for its multitude of recreational opportunities. Palmerston North proudly hosts many national and international events. The Classic has cemented itself in the international road cycling calendar and has become known as one of the hardest one-day races in the world. Starting in the award-winning beautiful town of Fielding, the 2019 event takes in the lush and green farmland of the Manawatu, the winding gravel roads of the Pohongana watersheds, and the fertile Manawatu River plains. Once again, finishing in Palmerston North, the 130-kilometre event attracts teams from Oceania and around the globe. The teams are arriving from around the world into Palmerston North Airport. As the gateway to the Manawatu, it provides easy access to the city's many hotels and other attractions. Sit back and enjoy the spectacle of the 2019 Gravel and Tar Classic. It's 30 minutes before the start of this year's event. Steve, how are some of those teams feeling?
Yeah, look, I think there's a few nervous riders out there today. It's the first race of the season for a lot of them. Some of the teams have been newly formed. Evo Pro is a great example. They're a UCI Continental team. It's their very, very first race.
We're underway, but the first 4Ks are neutralised, so the racing won't really start until the commissaire drops the flag. So Steve, who's looking good this year?
Team Skoda Racing are here for the fourth year. They've got Alex West. He's been runner-up twice. My money's on him. Oliver's Food Racing from New South Wales. They're a pretty good outfit. Team Nero Bianchi, they're new from Sydney. They'll be here to win as well. And of course, the New Zealand national team with the likes of James Oram and Ryan Christensen. This is the time when the riders get themselves into position, because as soon as the flag drops, the race is on. Tyre choice is critical in this race. They need something that's going to withstand the rigours of the gravel, but fast enough on the bitumen. So equipment's really going to be tested.
The race has started, and already there's been an attack.
We've got two down the road. I reckon they'll be gobbled up pretty quickly though. A bunch is stringing out. Clearly the pace is on. There's some riders trying to get off the front. There's plenty sitting on. They are looking for an easy ride until the gravel starts. Bike Box, Evo, New Zealand National, they're all trying to get away at the start there. Look, it's really stringing out now. The pace is really hot. It's going to be hard in that bunch. Some riders are going to find it easier on the bitumen. Some riders are going to find it easier on the gravel. There's a long convoy that follows the riders. Each team has a car that contains spares. It feeds the riders. And you can see Team Fruzio Skoda animating the race there. They're about to enter gravel sector number 1. This is really going to test the legs because they're all fighting for position to get on the gravel first. You can see all the dust that's being kicked up by the riders. They're breathing that in, they're getting it in their eyes, and it makes it just harder and harder. Already the bunch is split up on the front there. Bike Box really pushing the pace. This is going to be a really, really important point in the race, because if this brake can stick, that's game over. Oh, there's been a crash and AMR rider's come down. I wonder if he's going to keep going. That's game over. The first climb of the day comes not long after the sprint at Beaconsfield. We've got a front bunch of about 13 riders. It's breaking up slightly. It's going to break up more during the second gravel sector. We've got a pretty big peloton in chase. I suspect there's a few that have gone off the back, stuck in the convoy. There's been some punches in the first sector. They'll be chasing. They'll be working really hard to get back on. In my mind, the front bunch is a little bit too big to work well. I think it's going to have to get a bit smaller before we start to see the real break of the day go.
Steve, looking at this bunch, who do you think has got the form to take the title this year?
It's a numbers game, Mark. Evo Pro have got 2 or 3 in there. I can see a couple of Olivers, New Zealand national team, Bike Box. Locally, Glenn Haddon, he's the hard man of Wanganui racing. My money's on him out of that break. They're going to enter gravel sector number 3 at the moment. There's a bit of a pause between sectors. It'll be interesting to see what happens now.
Steve, we're into gravel sector 3. It's the one that teams have been dreading. There'll be a bit of concern.
Yeah, the gravel here is about 3 feet deep. There's going to be some accidents.
We're off tar and we're onto the unpredictable surface of gravel. How do these road riders approach that?
Well, it's a bit like driving a car. When you're driving on gravel, you've really got to concentrate. A momentary lapse of concentration is going to see you off the side of the road. In a bike race, it's going to see you eating some dust. One of the things these riders will quickly realise is they're not going to be able to get out of the saddle when they go up a hill. They've got to stay seated, they've got to put the power down, and they've just got to grind their way up the climbs. That's the only way to make sure they keep traction.
Steve, we're in the middle of gravel section 3. What are the tactics here for the riders?
It's a pretty hot day out there. They're going to need to refuel. You can see we've just been through a feed zone. If they don't pick up a bottle now, they're going to be in trouble later on.
And it looks like the front bunch has been whittled down to 5 riders.
Yeah, we've got 2 Evo Pros there, and we've got 2 New Zealand National, and we've got Glenn Haddon. I had my money on him earlier on. Haddon's been unlucky not to win this race before. We saw him 2 years ago puncture in the last 5K. We're on the Manawatu River Path now. There's still 5 riders there. We're about to enter the Higgins gravel pit. Let's see what happens. Dreaded Higgins gravel pit. It's killed a few riders' chances in the past. Let's see what it does this year. We're coming to the end of the gravel pit. All 5 front riders have gotten out unscathed. It's Meadow Road. Oh, Haddon's had a puncher. Oh, that's just bad luck. There's Captain Mouse going, and there's 2 away, and there's 4 left, 2 Evo Pro, 2 New Zealand national team. Oh, the attacks are started. It's New Zealand national team. Quickly countered by Evo Pro. They'll shut this down. Evo Pro again. Shutting it down. 2 kilometres to go now. We're hitting the main road. 2 kilometres to the finish. Let's see what happens. It's going to be really interesting from here. Just over a kilometre to go. Mudgway leads out the sprint. Christensen's trying to get in his wheel. Cyrus Monk stuck behind James Oram. Oh, Luke Mudgway's got this easy. Ryan Christensen, second. Cyrus Monk, third. What a great result.
First race, and it's a win for Evo Pro. What a fantastic result. Those guys are going to be stoked.
Yeah, that's a great win for Evo Pro. Their first professional race, winning straight up. Luke Mudgway, what a great result. Their team manager, Morgan Fox, is going to be absolutely ecstatic.
So this team's set for good things. It sounds like today's team effort feels good.
Yeah, it's good to start the season with a win. You know, it's our first race. Yeah, all of us boys really want to help each other, and we want to move up as a team. So yeah, I guess it's just us working with the staff and working together and just getting to every race in the best possible form and just try and move up the ranks and see where we can go.
Last question, just from your own perspective, you've ridden the race 4 years in a row. Here we go, the Manawatu. It's a pretty tough place to ride with wind and all sorts of different things. It's a gorgeous place, of course, all of that. But today, 130 Ks, 5 stages of gravel. Was that seriously tough out there?
It's just a ruthless race. It's you got to have a bit of balls to run into these gravel sections going the speeds we're going. You gotta be smart and make sure you're not hitting any rocks because you blow your tyre out. And yeah, at the same time, you gotta have tactics as well. So you gotta be smart, and the boys rode really well today, and we talked to each other a lot. And it's just a race where you just gotta keep assessing what situation you're in after each section, and then yeah, make a plan, and then try and execute it.
You did that. You've just won the Gravel and Tire Classic for 2019, Luke. Luke Mudgeway, everybody. That is fantastic.
Great conditions, great riding, and a great result for the teams. Thanks for taking in the 2019 Gravel and Tire Classic. We'll look forward to bringing you next year's event.